Hello, political aficionados and casual viewers. Welcome to Spaghetti Politics, where we explore the European Union and the people in charge. This 10-part series will showcase the most influential figures who are currently shaping the landscape of this continent. Today, we will talk about Roberta Metsola, the President of the European Parliament. 9th of December 2022. The Belgian police launch a massive operation with 20 raids unfolding across Brussels in what will soon be dubbed Qatargate. Not even the offices of the European Parliament buildings are spared. Among the high-profile arrests is Eva Kaili, the Vice President of the European Parliament at the time. But that's not all. Her father, Alexandros, is caught while trying to make an escape, clutching a suitcase packed with hundreds of thousands of euros. In total, 8 people are arrested, and the police discover a staggering 1.5 million euros in cold, hard cash. Crazy, right? But wait, this video is about Roberta Metsola, the current president of the European Parliament. How does she fit into this wild, twisted tale? Well, let's dive in. And before we continue, please consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos. Officials in Brussels had been thinking for a while that not all was well at the House of the European Parliament. They feared Qatargate, while significant, could just be the tip of the iceberg. Enter Roberta Metsola, the President of the European Parliament and a member of the European People's Party, or EPP. She's ready to tackle the crisis head-on. Or is she? Metsola's unique approach to the situation left many people scratching their heads. While members of the parliament face accusations of taking bribes from Morocco and Qatar, Metsola instead claimed that parliament was under attack. But by who? Corrupt parliamentarians? Not according to her. Metsola's plan to clean house focused on rooting out foreign influence rather than doing anything about the abysmal accountability and transparency situation of the parliament. For many, this just wasn't enough. Socialists and Democrats, the political group hit hardest by the scandal, saw Metsola's reforms as insufficient and proposed their own ideas. Even Transparency International critiques her plan for its lack of crucial elements like better whistleblower protection and for relying entirely on self-regulation. But despite this opportunity for change, the two largest parties in the parliament, the European People's Party and the Socialists and Democrats, reverted back to their old ways. As they scrambled to replace the disgraced Eva Kaili, they followed a board agreement reached in 2019 that allowed socialists to get back their vice president's position, despite there being no clarity on whether they had actually learned anything from the scandal. So, let's peel back the curtain and uncover the truth about the power plays and decision-making at the European Parliament. A major concern that's been raising eyebrows is Metsola's penchant for striking deals behind closed doors, deep within the enigmatic bureau nestled at the very heart of the European Parliament. This is where Metsola, together with 14 vice presidents and 5 quaestors, think bureaucratic bigwigs, are making deals away from prying eyes. But what exactly are they up to? Since Metsola took the reins of presidency in 2022, some pretty strange decisions have emerged from the closed-door meetings. From questionable real estate purchases in Strasbourg to loosening spending rules for members of the European Parliament, it seems like nothing is off-limits. But the most infamous example is the appointment of Alessandro Chiocchetti as a Secretary General last September. The Secretary General, the ultimate powerhouse within the European Parliament's bureaucracy. This role dictates everything from the Parliament's agenda to its colossal real estate holdings and major personnel decisions, including who lands the most prestigious positions. With around 8,000 officials across 13 departments working under him, this role is no joke. There are also no term limits, and the Secretary General usually steps down based on their own decision, just like Ciocchetti's predecessor, Klaus Welle. You'd expect only the most qualified individuals to be considered for such a vital role, right? But guess again, whispers of a done deal began circulating just days after the job opening was announced. Enter Alessandro Chiocchetti, the controversial frontrunner backed by a freeway agreement between the European People's Party, the Left, and Renew Europe. Since Chiocchetti was only the preferred candidate of the European People's Party, some political horse trading was required to get everyone on board. This included creating a brand new policy department, the Directorate General for Parliamentary Democracy Partnerships, to be handled to a candidate from the left group, despite existing structures that could have easily handled the new focus. Meanwhile, Renew Europe snagged a Deputy Secretary General position, another role created out of thin air to secure political support. Political favor? Check. But this wasn't enough to land Chiocchetti the coveted position. You see, traditionally, only heads of directorate generals with experience leading thousands, or at least several hundreds, of people could apply for the top job. Chiocchetti, however, was only a head of a cabinet with experience managing a mere few dozen people. So, the job requirements were conveniently tweaked just enough for Chiocchetti to be eligible. It certainly appeared that the path was being cleared for a pre-selected candidate, even before the job posting went live. To further complicate matters, the EPP reportedly asked several other applicants to drop out of the race, aiming to make Ciocchetti's appointment less controversial. As the decision to appoint Chiocchetti loomed, Transparency International stepped in, urging Metsola to abandon this opaque appointment process. Shockingly, it turned out that other candidates weren't even granted job interviews, an unusual move given the high-stakes nature of the position. But why go through all that trouble? Surely, a suitable candidate could be found among those already qualified. Well, it turns out Chiocchetti boasted the best political connections. He was Metsola's chief of staff. For her, there was no better candidate to manage the parts of the parliament beyond her control. Plus, with the 2024 parliamentary elections around the corner and Metsola's time running out, her appointment could help impact the institution for years to come. The wheeling and dealing needed to secure Ciocchetti's position also led to an even more bloated bureaucracy. A new Directorate General for the left group created another cushy, lifelong job with a 20k a month salary and policy influence for decades. For us citizens, it means top jobs aren't awarded based on merit, and new agencies aren't created by necessity. We pay the price in both the money and our future. As the Qatargate scandal unfolded, the history of backroom deals of the Parliament's bureau resurfaced. Although there is no evidence implicating Metsola, it's noteworthy that Eva Kaili, the central figure in the scandal, unexpectedly voted for Ciocchetti's appointment at the last minute, breaking the party line. It's hard to say what she was offered in exchange for her support, but other actors clearly gained something from backing Chiocchetti. Metsola has certainly thrived in the institution's opaque governance, which has withstood numerous attempts to bring more accountability to the EU's only democratically elected body. A place where senior MEPs' pocket money meant for visitors, exploit assistance without consequences, where ethics rules are merely an afterthought, and entirely new buildings are constructed without a clear purpose. The momentum from the Qatargate crisis could have been harnessed to dismantle the old ways and put an end to the culture of secrecy. Instead, Metsola promised an internal investigation and stricter rules for lobbying by foreign countries. But what do you think? Can Metsola deliver on her reforms and make Parliament more transparent and accountable? Or has she been in the game for too long to bring any meaningful change? Let us know in the comments and we will see you next time.